the Minnesota School of the Air. Good morning, girls and boys. It's Thursday morning at 10:30 and time for another Let's Sing program. Let's Sing is brought to you by tape transcription as part of the Minnesota School of the Air. This morning we're here to say, let's sing a song of thanksgiving. But before we begin, let's sing a good morning song for a sunny day.
Good morning, it's sunny today. We're ready this morning for work and for play.
Hello, girls and boys. 1 week from today is Thanksgiving Day all over the United States. Some of you will be going away to celebrate the holiday. Maybe, like the children in this poem, you'll go to Grandfather's house. Over the river and through the wood, to Grandfather's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through the white and drifted snow. Over the river and through the wood, oh, how the wind does blow. It stings the toes and bites the nose as over the ground we go. Over the river and through the wood to have a first-rate play. Hear the bells ring, ting-a-ling-ding, hurrah for Thanksgiving Day. Over the river and through the wood and straight through the barnyard gate, we seem to go extremely slow, it's so hard to wait. Over the river and through the wood, now Grandmother's cap I spy. Hurrah for the fun, is the pudding done? Hurrah for the pumpkin pie. Many, many years ago, long before your grandparents were born, some people came to this country. They were called Pilgrims. They came here to be free and able to worship any way they wanted to. When they got here, they found Indians living in this new land. The Indians helped them by showing them how to plant corn and how to prepare for winter. They were very grateful, and so one day they had a celebration and invited the Indians. This was the first Thanksgiving Day. Ever since that time, we have set one day a year aside for this special holiday. Of course, we don't want to give thanks only on this day. There are many things that we're thankful for every day. Mary knows a song that she'll sing for you. You listen carefully and think of all the things she tells you about being thankful for. Mary, will you sing for us now?
Eyes to see and ears to hear, feet that will take me far or near, little hands that work for me. For all these I'm glad as I can be.
Mary did name many things to be thankful for, didn't she? Let's go over them. Eyes to see and ears to hear, feet that will take me far or near, little hands that work for me. For all these I'm glad as I can be. While Mary sings the song this time, you hum with her. You'll notice that the last line is quite different from the rest of the song. It starts low, then goes up high. We'll have Mary sing that last line first, and then the whole song.
For all these I'm glad as I can be.
Now hum the whole song with Mary.
Eyes to see and ears to hear, feet that will take me far or near, little hands that work for me. For all these I'm glad as I can be.
Now we've hummed with Mary and we're quite sure of how the music goes. This time we'll sing the words. Let's say the words together once before we sing them. All right? Eyes to see and ears to hear, feet that will take me far or near, little hands that work for me. For all these I'm glad as I can be. And now let's sing the words together. Verna, may we have a beginning note?
Eyes to see and ears to hear, feet that will take me far or near, little hands that work for me. For all these I'm glad as I can be.
We'll sing our Thanksgiving song later when we have a story to music. But now let's hear another Thanksgiving song. Part of the celebration of Thanksgiving Day is giving thanks for the good crops and the harvest of food for the nation. The food that the farmer grows is important to us, and we are always thankful when we know that we have food enough to last through the winter. The song Mary is going to sing tells us about the harvest and the weather around Thanksgiving time. Will you sing for us now, Mary?
Swing a shining sickle, cut the ripened grain, flash it in the sunlight, swing it once again, tie the golden grain heads into shining sheaves, beauty of their colors as the autumn leaves. Pick the rosy apples, pack away with care, gather in the corn ears, gleaming everywhere. Now the fruits are gathered, all the grains are in, nuts are in the attic, corn is in the bin. Loudly blows the north wind through the shivering trees. Bare are all the branches, fallen all the leaves. Gathered is the harvest for another year. Now our day of gladness, Thanksgiving Day, is here.
We talked a while ago about the first Thanksgiving. We said that the Pilgrims and Indians celebrated the feast together. As you know, the Pilgrims were very religious people, and they were quite serious. Of course, they had good times, too. When Verna and I were talking about the Pilgrims, she said she knew some music that she thought Pilgrims might walk to. This is the way it goes. We talked about the sort of music the Indians might have walked to also, and this is what Verna thought it might be like. After I heard that music, I thought that today we might have a story to music about the first Thanksgiving Day. Your teacher will divide you into two groups. Half of you will be Pilgrims and half of you will be Indians. When we sing the Thanksgiving song, you will all sing together. And now, if your groups are divided, we will begin our story to music. Once upon a time, many hundreds of years ago, some people came from a land called England. They were looking for a place to live and to worship as they pleased. They came to a new land called America. When they landed, they found a strange kind of people living in the new land. They had brown skins and black hair. They were called Indians. At first the Indians were afraid and were not friendly with the Pilgrims. But as time went on, they found that these white people wanted to be friends, and so the Indians helped them. They taught them how to grow corn and how to dry it so they would have food all winter long. They showed them how to catch the wild animals that lived in the forest so their children would have meat. They taught them how to dry the meat and the fish that lived in the streams. The Pilgrims found in the forest a strange sort of bird that was good to eat. It was the turkey. The Pilgrims had a very hard time at first because they weren't used to the cold winters. After a while they learned their lesson, and one fall after the harvest was in and they had food for the winter, they decided to show the Indians how thankful they were for their help. They planned a big feast and invited the Indians to join them. This would be their way of giving their thanks to God and to their new friends. On the day of the celebration, the Pilgrim women worked hard to get the food ready, and when it was time to gather together, the Pilgrims left their homes and went to the meeting place. They walked slowly because they were thinking of the things they had to be thankful for. When they had gathered at the meeting place, they waited for their Indian friends to come. After a while, the Indians began to come from the woods around them. They walked toward the meeting place. When the Indians and the Pilgrims were gathered together, they made ready for the great feast. They gathered around the tables that were loaded with turkey, corn, and fruits gathered from the forest. Before they sat down, they joined in singing a Thanksgiving song.
Eyes to see and ears to hear, feet that will take me far or near, little hands that work for me. For all these I'm glad as I can be.
After the feast, the Indians danced for the Pilgrims, and when it grew dark, the Indians started home. They were thankful that such good friends had come to live with them in their country. The Pilgrims finished cleaning up the remaining food, and as soon as everything was in place, they too went to their homes. The first Thanksgiving Day had been truly a day of thanks for everyone. And that's the end of our story to music for today. It's time for all of us on Let's Sing to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. We won't be with you next week because you will be home celebrating in your own way this day on which we show our thanks for all the good things we have. But we want to invite you to be with us 2 weeks from today when we'll visit in a toy store. Until then, this is Alice saying goodbye from all of us on Let's Sing.
Let's Sing comes to you each Thursday morning at 10:30 by tape transcription as part of the Minnesota School of the Air. These programs are planned and narrated by Alice Rice. Mary Hardig sings the songs and Verna Fredrickson plays the music. We like to hear from you who listen to Let's Sing. If you have any comments, just send them to Let's Sing, KUOM, Minneapolis 14, Minnesota. There will be no Let's Sing program next week because of the Thanksgiving holiday, but we will be with you the following week. And now this is Don Salper inviting you to be with us December 1st when we'll say, Let's Sing in a Toy Store.